Madison and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a brand new weekly reading vlog for you. So it is New Year's Eve. I'm about to go out. I'm all dressed and ready to go, but I just thought I'd come on quickly just to intro because I did read like 60% of Daughter of the Moon Goddess today by Lynn. And so I want to talk about it because I have been tabbing it. It's really amazing. It's an adult fantasy, but the author said it's like a crossover between YA and adult, which I can totally see, and I'm definitely digging it. So it does tell me that I still have faith in fantasy. I have not given up faith yet, but I need to go because we're getting ready to leave for dinner. But I want to come on and say hello, and yeah. Hey, okay, so finally coming up to update you guys because I did finish Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and I know I didn't talk to you guys much about this, but oh my god. I mean, I've been saying it for a while now that like a lot of the fantasies that I've been reading just really haven't been hitting it, or like they haven't really been working for me, or I'm not enjoying them. This did. This worked very, very well. I'm pretty sure, I mean, like, is it a 5 stars? Maybe, could be. Definitely at least like a 4.5 for sure on my stars. I actually really, really love this. I did tab it. It is so beautifully written. If you enjoy Elizabeth Lim's writing style, I know she does YA and this is adult, but they're very similar in the way that they do their language and the way that they're written in like this very lush and lyrical and beautiful style. They also have like a really nice romantic undertone to their stories with the romances that are going on. There's 2 romances in this book. It's a bit of a love triangle-ish situation, which ends up being totally fine. There is a lot of jealousy in this, but I actually really enjoyed the way that it was done. So there's no complaints there. This follows the Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and what ends up happening is she's not supposed to be alive. She's a secret, and when it comes out that she might exist, she ends up having to flee the moon, and she ends up in the celestial kingdom. And when she gets there, she ends up assuming a different identity to keep herself hidden so that the celestial emperor and celestial empress don't know who she is. But then she ends up becoming the companion to the crown prince through some things that go on. And from that, she ends up learning about a way that she can get this thing that will get her a favor from the celestial emperor. And she plans on using that favor to then help release her mum from her imprisonment. So that's very vaguely what this is about, because there's actually so much that goes on in this, and I don't want to spoil what actually does happen because that would kind of suck, because like it's almost like is it a 500-page book? Yeah, it's like 496 pages. It's like a 500-page book, but I read this in a day basically. And I love the crap out of it. So I definitely recommend this if you're looking for a new fantasy book, especially if you're someone who's looking to try adult fantasy. This is a great beginner one because it's not too dense, but I love the Chinese mythology in this. Oh my god. And like, it's just such a pretty book, and it's pretty on the outside and pretty on the inside, and how can you not love that? So basically, buy this. Now, after starting off the year wonderful with a beautiful almost 5-star read, we went downhill. I'm like halfway through at the moment Silver Swan by Amo Jones, and it is really sad because I bought this because a couple months ago because I read like the first 2 or 3 chapters and they were really great, and then it just kind of goes downhill. I'm gonna be flat out honest. I really don't know what's going on at all. I don't know what's actually going on in this book. It's so weird, and at some points it's a little bit uncomfortable. It's kind of reverse harem-ish, but not. I really don't know what I'm reading. It's also set during high school, which is like, it's fine. I don't know. I can't even explain what this book is about, but you're following this girl, and her dad ends up remarrying this chick, and when she gets there, she has this new stepbrother, and this new stepbrother is part of this group of guys called the Elite Kings Club, and they're just a bunch of rich dicks, basically, but there's a lot more going on. It seems more like it's a secret society cult thing, and I mean, I still don't really understand what I'm reading. They literally do this god-awful stuff and say these god-awful things to her, and then she'll be sitting there and she'll be like, let's do the do now, and I'm like, I'm like, bruh, they just, I don't have many. I'm so depressed because I had such high expectations for this book. I was so excited for it, and it's like not working out. So anyway, on another note, we did watch Dune last night. My dad loves Dune. He read it when it first came out. And it's like one of his most reread books, and watched that last night. It was really good, really enjoyed it. Dad said that Dune Part 1 is basically the first half of the book, which is really interesting. So, I mean, not gonna lie, if that's all that happens within the first half of the book, like, must be a slog to get through. So, I don't know, I'm not that upset that I didn't actually read it beforehand. But, yeah, I'm gonna finish Silver Swan, keep you guys updated, and yeah, that's it. We're actually gonna go see a show tonight here in Vegas. It's called, you know, I actually don't remember what it's called. It's something saloon. Yeah, I don't know why I even bothered mentioning it since I have no idea what it's called. But yeah, that's it. Keep you guys updated, and goodbye. Okay, so Silver Swan. It yeah, it's a no from me. Yeah, that was not good. I definitely skimmed the last 30%, and even when it ended, I sat there and I go, I still don't really know what just happened. I still don't know what I really just read, but I read it. Do I think it was a waste of my time? Possibly, but it's still something I did want to read, and I did get through it, so I'm glad about that. But would I recommend it? No, I would not. It's like a 2.5 star read. I still don't know what even happened. Yeah, all I know is that they're like some sort of like business cult. But I did get halfway through Indigo Ridge by Devney Perry. This is really good. It's chalking up at the moment to be a solid 4 star. Could it be a 5? Possibly. So takes place in a small town called Quincy in Montana. It's an entire series. This one follows Winslow and Griffin. There's a prequel novella that I read called Christmas in Quincy, which kind of introduces you to this whole town, but Quincy's kind of basically ruled by this one family called the ɪᴛᴛᴏᴅ. They're not like hoity-toity family. They're just like this small town family where like the mum and dad had like 6 children, and all of the children have like their own small business in town. So there's like a saying where like you throw a rock in Quincy and you can't miss an ɪᴛᴛᴏ, like you'll always, like there's one everywhere. So you're following Griffin ɪᴛᴛᴏ in this. He runs the ranch that their family owns, which is how they got their name in the first place. And then you're following Winslow, and Winslow is a new police chief in Quincy. And a lot of people are giving her a lot of crap for that because she's a young woman. They don't want to see her in the position. They don't trust her. She's an outsider, even though she's not an outsider because her grandfather is the mayor of Quincy. But this takes place, and there has just been well, first off, the two of them sleep together on the first night there, but they both think the other person is a tourist. And so when they realize the other person isn't a tourist, they sit there and they go, well, we messed up and this can never happen ever again. Of course, they're both crazy attached to one another, and it is hot. But there has also just been a suicide at the start of this, but there has been a suicide every year for the last 7 years. And Winslow is sitting here and she's like, this is not normal. There's something else going on here. And everyone's like, no, it's normal. Just leave it be. And she's like, no, I don't trust this. And they're like, you're an outsider. You just don't understand. And she's like, no, there's something else afoot here. I agree with her. I think it's definitely a murder. Not sure who it was, but that's the basis of this. Really love Griffin and Winslow together. They're super, super cute. Really love it. This isn't too high on the steamy level. There was one scene at the very beginning, and then everything else since then has been pretty much fade to black, which is kind of curious. But it's still really cute. I really enjoy it, and it's a much better read than Silver Swan for sure. So we'll see how this keeps on going. I definitely prefer this to the other book of Devney Perry's that I've read, which was Steel King, because this one definitely has a bit more plot to it, a bit more hold to it, and it's what I was expecting. I'm beginning to realize that Devney Perry likes to do a lot of murder mysteries in her romance. They're more romantic suspense to an extent, but the romance in this is definitely a lot heavier than it was in the other book that I read, so I'm very grateful for that. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to head out now, and I'll talk to you guys later. Hopefully I finish this and ends up being a really solid read. Still have no idea who the murderer could be, because I do know it's a murderer, but yeah, that's kind of it for now. Okay, bye. Hello, okay, so I finished Indigo Ridge. Was amazing. Really love how it ended, and it's so funny. So like the murderer, had a feeling who it was at one point, but then I dismissed it, and then I was right and wrong at the same time. It was really good. It's really good. Oh great, I just made my nose all red. Anyway, Yeah, total solid 4 to 5 stars. Really did enjoy it. Can't wait to read the next one. Oh my god, there's like a little teaser for it at the end of this book and I'm like so here for it. So really excited for that. And then after I finished that, I read an advanced copy of Secrets We Hunt by Dina Isley. Oh, it was so good. Solid 4 out of 5 as well. Reason why that one's sort of full 5 stars is just because I love Games We Play, which is book 1 in that series, so much. Like, it's one of my favorite books of 2021. And so it just didn't hit that same level for me. Still super, super fun. I don't actually know how many pages it is, but it's definitely like under 100 pages because I read it in like an hour. But it's a second chance friends to lovers romance. It takes place during the wedding of the couple from book 1. And that's all I'm gonna say because you don't really want to know too much going into any of Dana's books. Other than that, I will say there is a trigger warning in this for mentions of rape and that the heroine has a scene where she is quite the dominant person in the bedroom and it was so special. It was an amazing scene. I have never read anything like that scene and it, you know what? I really liked it. I was like, hot damn. You know what I vibe with this? 5 stars to that scene. A+ scene. That was great. I'm always very 50-50 when it comes to friends to lovers, but I like that this one was second chance and angsty at the same time. But then I finished that, and then I wasn't sure what else I was going to pick up. So then I decided to read The Rebel by Sophie Lark, because I was like, I'm kind of stuck. I'm not sure what to read. So I picked that up. That is book 2 in the Kingmakers. This one follows Miles Griffin and Zoe Romero. Zoe is from a Spanish mafia family. She's the mafia princess and she's basically being sold off in an arranged marriage to this extremely, extremely abusive guy. And she does not actually want to marry him. But now, you know, she doesn't really have much choice against it. And then Miles is the son of our main ultra couple from the Brittle Birthright series, Ada and Callum. And he is like king of the school, but not really king of the school because he really does nothing. He is kind of this like criminal mastermind and is super smart, but kind of like is smart to the extent that he's just lazy with everything. Like he's just like a natural genius and like the way that he does stuff. And I loved him in book 1 so much that I was so excited to get to this. I'm only 4 chapters in, so I've met each of the 3 POVs. Really interesting that Sophie's done the Kingmakers with 3 POVs in each book, and the guy from book 1 and the girl in book 2 who are the spare POVs are the couple for book 3. And I'm really excited for this one because at Kingmakers, it's where all like the mafia kids go to basically learn mafia stuff at university, and they're split into different groups. Like the heirs are the people who are the top dogs. They're the ones who are going to become like the heirs to the families. The enforcers are like, you know, the enforcers. That was really sad. Then you have the accountants, and then you had the spies. And in this one, our third POV, Kat, who is Zoe's sister, has been forcibly enrolled in the school, and she's been enrolled as a spy. And she's like, I literally do not belong here. She's like this delicate little doe, and she's like, why am I to be a spy? Like, I have to go undergo all the spy training, which is like torture techniques and everything. She's like, I'm not gonna be able to do this. So I'm really excited for her POV, because one thing that was like kind of 50-50 in the first book was the 3 POVs. It just didn't really work for me because they felt pretty disconnected, but I'm really interested in the spy storyline, so I think that the third POV is gonna work out in this one. Plus, I already like the characters a lot more because I like the idea that, you know, Zoe's in this arranged marriage. She's not allowed to get out of it, but Miles is obviously going to fall for her, and that's forbidden. He's not allowed to be with her. So I'm very excited for this one. And yes. Okay. Love you guys. Bye. I have no words for this book. I'm like only 30% in. It is like killing me. It is killing me. It is amazing, but it is killing me because like Zoe is in this, she's in this arranged marriage with this guy who is literally a sadist, masochistic, psychopathic, murder-loving dude who like tries to appear like civil-ish to people, and he just does all this stuff. And it is absolutely awful, and my heart is like breaking for her. Oh my god. I can't, like, I love this book so much, but it is ruining me. And like Kat, her younger sister, is only just realizing how bad Rocco is to Zoe, and I think it's going to kind of be like, not like a villain origin story for Kat, but I think it's going to be like, you know, Kat really is this soft and delicate flower, and I think this is going to be like the push for her to like become like this badass, like spy chick. I don't really know where it's gonna go, but I think she's gonna, like, because of everything going on with Rocco and the fact that, like, Zoe cannot get out of this marriage, I think it's gonna be Kat that gets her out of it with, like, the spy stuff that she's gonna be learning, because I don't think Miles is gonna get her out of it. I think Miles can try, but I think it's gonna be Kat. My guess. I don't know. We'll see. But I love Miles as well because, like, he uses humor and everything to deflect from people and doesn't really let anyone get close to him and is, like, always acts very indifferent. But there's something about Zoe that, like, really brings him to her. So, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I'm really loving it. I'm really, really freaking loving it. Like, oh, this is prime Sophie Lark. So good. I am 72% into this book, which is going to be a 5-star read, but I can't even word anything at all from what is happening. So much just happened. There are things kind of hinting towards the later books. I keep trying to, like, piece together things because I know there are a lot of, like, Easter eggs and stuff. But then there's other stuff going on. And I'm just like, what the hell? Masterpiece. Masterpiece, masterpiece, masterpiece. Hello. Okay, so I finished The Rebel. And I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Are we surprised? No. No, we're not surprised. You know what I did right after I finished it? Downloaded The Bully. I'm sorry, the ending of The Rebel, I was like, okay, let's go there. I had a feeling we were going there. Give me more. Guys, it's good. This book is so good. This series is so, man, it's so funny because, like I said, book 1 was 3 stars. And I was like, I really hope that I enjoy the rest of the series. And it's like, one of my new favorite Sophie Lark books in the entire world. It's crazy to me. It really just does depend. And I think a big part of book 1 was the fact that, you know, in the air, there was a love triangle and you were reading all 3 sides of this love triangle that was going on. And I don't always really love triangles. Plus it's like a villain origin story in that one and it's friends to lovers, which just doesn't always work for me. But this second one, 100%. Forbidden romance. They're both amazing characters. I just swooned over them the entire time. My heart was breaking. There were so many emotions. The character development that happened in this was just stellar. The threads that have been, like, threaded for the rest of the series, the little hints and stuff to other things happening, kind of the plots that's been laying down, just so amazing. So I loved it to death. Great, great book. And that is where I'm going to be ending this vlog because I need to be editing this video today, tonight actually, in like the next 5 minutes. This is not a watch, but that's beyond the point. And so, yeah, you guys will need to tune into next week because I'm starting The Bully and I'm loving it. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please like button down below. If you want to see more of me, please go to my channel. And until next time, thanks so much everyone. Bye-bye.